Hello and welcome to Gracie Media USA. Thank you for those who have subscribed into this platform. This is your platform number 1. If you're new into this channel, you're highly welcome. Join the family. Please subscribe. Now, DV Lottery 2024 has just opened. Hey, I'm feeling excited. I don't know whether you're feeling excited. I feel like I'm the one who is supposed to apply, but I'm providing some information to empower you so that you are up to the task of applying for the DV Lottery 2024. Who knows? This might be your journey to America. Yes, and I want to talk about the mistakes that we should avoid when completing our application. What should we avoid? Number 1, avoid listing an incorrect country of eligibility. Yeah, if you claim alternative eligibility through your parents or your spouse because you are born in a country that is not eligible to apply, you should provide that explanation when you will be filling your form on the entry form question number 6. Make sure you explain very clearly that you are claiming alternate eligibility through either your spouse, who is from a country of eligibility or born in a country of eligibility, or through your parents. I hope that one is clear. And that part particularly applies if you are born in countries which have been listed as being not eligible to apply for the DV Lottery 2024. But majority of us, I believe, the country of eligibility for the DV Lottery will be the same as the country of birth. Now, the second mistake that we should avoid failing to meet the requirement for education or work experience. Those first two conditions, country eligibility, education or work experience, eligibility, those are the two conditions that must be met for you even to apply for the DV Lottery 2024. Now, another mistake that it is submitting more than one entry. You cannot submit multiple entries. As an individual, you just place in or apply only one entry. But remember, if you are doing this as a couple, each couple can enter as an individual an application. So as a couple, you can enter a separate application. Yeah, hope that one is clear. Avoid failing. Another mistake we should avoid, it is to avoid failing to accurately include all the required information. So if you check on my video, the video that I did on instruction, you will be able to see all the questions that you expect even before you click on that entry link to application. It is good to get ready and prepared, because once you start filling or applying, completing the entry form, it is done online. You cannot save it. You just have to complete it. If you complete it and submit, you cannot submit another one. If you complete, let me repeat that again. If you complete that form and submit it and you get a confirmation number, you cannot submit another entry. We'll talk more about that. Just hold on. Yeah. So another mistake to avoid is to fail to list your eligible spouse or listing someone who is not your spouse. That can make your application ineligible. Now, another mistake we should avoid. Avoid submitting digital photos that do not meet the required standards. If you check on my video that I have done on the requirement, the digital photo standards, that has been explained there. So ensure all the photographs you use for yourself, and if you have your only your family, like your spouse and your children, remember also their photographs will be required as you complete your application. You should ensure that you submit the photographs that meet all the required standards. Yeah. Now, there is this question: if the electronic diversity visa system, the one you will be using to apply, if it rejects your entry, can you resubmit your entry? The answer is yes. If your entry has been rejected as you try to submit it within this time frame that we have been given, October 5th to November 8th, noontime, New York time, East African time, that is 7 p.m. If you are submitting your application and the system rejects it, that means you will not receive a confirmation number. You can try as many times as possible to resubmit another application. So you will not be penalized for submitting a duplicate entry in the system if it rejects your initial entry. Yeah, because sometimes, by the way, especially when you are using internet, sometimes it fails you, and you can be trying to, you have completed this, your application, you have completed your application, you're trying, to submit it, but it is delaying, and finally maybe you get a notice from the system saying your application has been denied. So in that case, you keep on trying to resubmit, as long as you're doing it within the time frame that we have been given. Until that time, you will get a confirmation notice that your application has been received. And once your application has been received, you cannot, and you get received and you get a confirmation notice number, you cannot resubmit another one, because that will be multiple entries. I hope this is clear. I hope these are the questions or the mistakes that we will avoid even as we apply for the DV Lottery 2024. I wish you all the best. In my next step, I will be taking you through the website as we see indeed the entrance has been opened. You can now apply. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, Electronic Diversity Visa Program. Welcome. Our State Department website for the 2024 Diversity Visa Program is now open. The entry submission period for DV 2024 is from 12 p.m. that is New York time on October 5th today, going all the way to November 8, 2022, 12 p.m. New York time. That is equivalent to 7 p.m. East African time. The entry will only be available for the submission during this period, and this period only. Entries will not be accepted through the U.S. Postal Service. That means what? You have to come onto this page and complete your application online. Yeah, so here you are given the instructions that we have been discussing again. This link is provided for you so that you get to understand all the requirements. This one also about the photo instruction. Beginning, you see here, before beginning the entry process, verify that your picture or pictures for your dependents fully comply with the DV entry photo requirements included in the instructions. We discussed that in one of our videos. So your case will be disqualified if you submit an uncompliant photo. Photo is key. Photo is key. If you haven't gotten a digital photo, make sure you find, if you can't be in a position to, don't take chance. Get someone who is a professional who can take a good digital photo that meets all the standard requirements as discussed in this instruction. So when you come here, this is the entry form. Look at this. This is the entry form. The entry form is prepared in two parts, one from the primary entrance and one for derivatives, if any. So the first part is for you as the person who is applying. If you have a spouse and children, those are the derivatives, and they will go to the second part. So each part must be completed correctly and completely before going to the next part. After all parts are completed, the entry will be submitted to the DV 2024 Processing Center. And this is the one that now you will click. And after you have clicked and you start completing and you completely fill your form, you upload the digital photo and every requirement, you are going to submit. And after submitting, you should receive a confirmation notice and confirmation number, which you should always take a snapshot of that number, save it into your emails, that page, so that you don't lose it. Remember, come next year, beginning on May 6th, you will be required to come back to this page and you will come here to check your status. Did I win the lottery? You will use the confirmation number. And that is our page. As simple as it is, this is our page. This will be your journey to America. I am so excited for you, and I believe so many people are excited as I am. So just be calm, make sure you understand the instruction, watch the videos, and then get into applying. Of course, we can click here and see what is expected once you click begin entry. Put this code here like I can do. Mine is 55YM. Those are capital letters, and I will submit. And here we go. Here we go. So you will come here. You will write your last family name. So in other words, this is your family name. Like my family name, I say I'm from Jogona. So I will write here Jogona, who is my dad, Jogona. And then here, my first name will be Grace. Okay? And if I have a middle name, I write. If you don't have a middle name, you leave it. So if you look at this form, especially at the name, there are some people who could just be having only one name, the family name. So you just write that. As long as it is in line with the documents you have, either identification card or your birth certificate or the passport, whatever documentation you have there with you, make sure you enter your names as they appear. You will come here and choose gender. Are you a male or a female? You will click there. You will come here and choose, put the birth date, starting with the month, as you can see. Like now, this is maybe somebody who is born today. We say 0, month is October 1, 0. Today is 05. and the year is 2022. That is for somebody born today. You know, you put your birth date there. City where you are born. Enter birth city only. Do not enter district, county, province, state. So get to find out about your birth city. You know, some people may not even have birth city. So if you don't know, you can Google and see from where you come from and from where you were born. Is that a city? If it's not a city, you can click here, birth city unknown. So you have to either here, you know the city, you put it here, or you don't know, you click here. Country where you are born, you are going to scroll down here and you choose your country. Like me, I come from Kenya. If I click on here, I'll go and find Kenya. You know, Kenya, and you click there. Top. Kenya is here. Top. You click Kenya. Now, country of eligibility for the DV program. Yeah. So your country of eligibility will normally be the same as your country of birth. So mostly it will be that one. Your country of eligibility is not related to where you live. If you are born in a country that is not eligible for the DV program, please go to explanation of country of eligibility. You see, this one we had mentioned in our previous video when we were looking at the mistakes to avoid. If you are claiming eligibility, maybe based on your spouse, country of eligibility, or your parents' country of eligibility, you must provide that explanation. Are you claiming eligibility based on the country where you are born? Yes, like me, I would claim eligibility from where I'm born, Kenya. If not, you must enter the country from which you are claiming eligibility. So you come here. If not, of course, here you'll have said no if you're not claiming eligibility based on the country where you are born. Then you will come there, and what will happen, you will choose. Of course, if I say no here, this must be active to allow me scroll down and find the country from which I am claiming eligibility. And when you do that, let's say maybe I say I'm claiming eligibility maybe in Aruba. So you must please go to explanation of country of eligibility. So here you must click also here. Yeah. Yeah, this one is actually taking you back. If you click that, it is just simply taking you to the instructions. So we don't need them right now. We just need to look at our so we just need to continue looking at our application. So going back to or just staying where we were, we are still looking at our electronic entry form. Yeah, electronic entry form. So this one is explanation in the instruction as they appear, explanation of country of eligibility as they appear. So if you say no, you must provide the country, and remember, you must be ready to explain yourself. Entrant photograph. This is where now you will come and enter your photograph. Photographs must be submitted at the time of EDV entry. No other, you can't, put here some information and then say, I'll come back to enter the photograph later. You can't do that. And, we have looked at a video with examples of photos that meet the required standards. So please refer to the instruction again. The first two videos that I have done on instruction and on the digital photo standards, very important. So you will use one of the following methods to enter the image into EDV. Take a new digit image or use a digital scanner to scan. So I'm expecting at this point, before even you click or you begin applying, make sure you already have your photo with you and you have already verified that your photo meet the standard requirements, you know. So you will come here and you will choose new photo. You will click on that and you will have saved your photo in the desktop or laptop, whatever. If you are in a cyber cafe, whatever, you know, you are using the desktop there, you will click, choose new photo, and it will take you to where you will have saved your photo, and you will click the photo and upload. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the mailing address in care of, so you will put here, you can use like church address. Like me, I used to use a church address a lot back in Kenya because we didn't have like a post office box. So I used to use a church address. I can say maybe for Gospel Churches of Kenya, then the name here, and then the address 796. Yeah. So address line 2 optional means you don't have to fill this part. So here you write the name of your address. Maybe it's a church, Anglican Churches of Kenya. You write the numbers here, PO Box 790, whatever, and then you come here, city, maybe 18, you know, Nyahururu city or town, or Murang'a town, etc., or Kisumu town. No, you put there. District, you put the district, county, province, state. Mostly here, you're told either choose one. Your box, the box, which district or county or province is the mailing address you're using based on. Postal code or zip code. So if you don't have any postal code or zip code, you can click here, no postal code, no zip code. If the address you're using, they don't normally use the postal code. Most of the addresses, like in Kenya, they'll have postal code. You can always check with, post office directories to find the postal code. Zip code is mostly used in the United States or, in the diaspora countries. Now, country. Which country? Select a country. Your country, Kenya, in which that mailing address. Remember, all these part A to G is all about the mailing address. Yeah, part A to G is about the mailing address. Country where you live today. Maybe, let's say, for instance, you are in the United States as a student at a student visa, and you are applying for the green card lottery. You will talk of United States of America. But if you're still in your own country of birth, just write it that you're still in your country of birth. Phone number, optional. You can provide, no harm. You can leave it. Optional means you don't have to have it. All right. Now, email address. Make sure you have an email address, which you're going to put here, maybe Gmail, at gmail.com email address, and you should repeat it here to confirm the email address. This email address will be used once you're selected. The follow-up information will be sent to you by the Department of State using that email address. And again, that email address is not to be used to inform you that you have been appointed. No, it will be your duty to go back to the Entrant page and check your status there. What is your highest level of education that you have achieved as of today? So you check on this. If you have the highest is primary school only, you click on that. But if it is the primary school only, remember, you will be required, you must have a minimum of a high school diploma reflecting the completion of a full course of study, or be a skilled worker in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of experience to qualify. Yeah, all this we explained under instructions. So either the minimum at least should be a high school degree, and if it is not that, then you should have been a skilled worker in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training or experience. That means maybe you went up to primary school level, but then you went and trained at least 2 years for an occupation as a skilled worker, as an electrician, as a plumber. I'm giving those as examples. etc. There are so many other occupations you could be doing, as long as you can be able to show the evidence that indeed you have been trained and experienced to work in such occupation. What is your current marital status? You choose as stated here, the one that fits you. Yeah. So if you say legally separated, you see, enter spouse information. That one will be, if you say legally separated, you'll be required to enter spouse information there. So legal separation is an arrangement when a couple remains married but live apart following a court order. If you and your spouse are legally separated, your spouse will not be able to migrate with you through the diversity visa program. Yeah, all these are under our instruction. So then number of children, you will enter. If you have children, you enter the number of children you have. So children include all biological children, legally adopted children, and stepchildren who are unmarried and under the age of 21 on the date you submit your entry. You must include all eligible children, even if they do not live with you or if they do not intend to apply for the diversity visa as your derivative. Include all of them. Failure to list all eligible children in grounds is grounds for disqualification. Your entry can become ineligible if you fail to put or to list all eligible children, whether they live with you or they don't live with you. If your child is already a US citizen or has a lawful permanent resident, you do not list them in the entry because they are already in a way, they already have either a green card or they are citizen. So that is the first part. That's the first part from number 1 to number 14, and then you'll say continue. So if I click on continue here, you see, it cannot allow me to continue until I provide all the information for part 1. So that's when now it will take you to the part 2. And part 2 is where you enter your derivatives, your close, your immediate family information. That means what? If you are married, you will enter the information for your spouse. If you have children, you will enter the same kind of information for your children. So that will be our part 2.